chillins? I'm just setting up here. How's everybody tonight? How's this? Well, that looks pretty good. This doesn't, I'll change this around a little bit. Every once in a while, I have to I've always known that I wanted to get closer to you. Do you think that maybe there is a small chance that this could happen? Please don't lie, cause if it doesn't happen, I won't die. It's just that I know I could wait forever. If it seems impossible that you might give in, do not worry about me, I am a survivor. Maybe not a thriver, but somehow I manage still. It isn't pretty. I think about you only, I wallow in self-pity. I get very lonely, still I am able to make sense of it. Don't ask how. So I'll cool it, perhaps I'll even try to struggle along without you, fumble along without you. Take it easy, just let the world keep spinning and keep hoping you will come around. We'll just face facts and stop all this scheming, dreaming, trying to knock your head over heels when it is quite clear how you feel. I guess I like a certain sex appeal, but who am I kidding? I'll never give up. Woe is me. So I'll cool it, perhaps I'll even try to struggle along without you, fumble on without you. Take it easy, just let the world keep spinning and keep hoping you will come around. Or maybe I will just face facts and stop all this scheming, dreaming, trying to get head over heels when it is quite clear how you feel. I guess I like a certain sex appeal, but who am I kidding? I'll never give up. Who am I kidding? I'll never give up. Who am I kidding? I'll never give up. Whoa is me. Now see, I'm not trying to sing the root. I'm not trying to go me. I'm trying to go me, the major seventh. And I'm me, me. Woe is me. I never played that song by myself. Look at that. I think I'll raise this up just a little bit. Just a little bit. No, let me try to raise it up a little bit more. Oh my God. All you people on YouTube, just wait a second. I got to fix this camera. This camera got messed up. Now, what did I do wrong here? See how that looks. That's better. Okay. Hello, everyone. Hello, all you YouTubers and you Facebookers. The Facebookers are down here. The YouTubers are up there. And if you're on YouTube and you're watching, sign in and say hello. Send me a text. So it's kind of fun if you send me a text. And meanwhile, I'll be looking down here at everybody driving. Ooh, good gracious. Valerie Leonhart smoking. Hello, Jay. I know her. Hi, Val. I liked your wash your hands song. Wash your hands. You'll like the fact I ordered some new gloves. I've been wearing gloves a lot. So, it's the thing to do here and wash your hands a lot. So I ordered some latex gloves. Well, we had 50 of them. We'd gone through them. So I ordered two boxes of 100 from Amazon, from somebody who delivers through Amazon. 2 boxes, $14 a box. Well, okay. So I ordered these latex gloves. And I wear them. The reason I wear them, I know what they look like, but they're latex gloves. Oh, hi, how are you? Good. Anyway, I wear them because you can wash your hands in them without your hands drying up turning into carrots or something. Because you can wash them all day long and your hands don't get frizzled. And they really wash well. They wash so nicely that it's really worth it. So I ordered, but I'm running low. So I ordered a box of them. A box, 100, large. What turned up was, I ordered 2 boxes, $14 a piece. I looked at the receipt, and sure enough, I looked at it today, it said $28 plus shipping. Well, what arrived was 2 boxes of 10 boxes of gloves a piece. So I got about 2,000 pairs of gloves. I think 100 in a box. Yeah, 1,000, 10 boxes each. So I have 2,000 pairs of gloves. So I'm going to find out if I bet a hospital can use them because 1,000 gloves. Oh, you should see it. And for $14. So somebody made a big mistake. I hope they made a big mistake. I looked at the order and sure enough, it said 2 little boxes. And they sent me 2 big boxes with 10 packs of gloves each. Unfortunately, they're all small. So now I have to really pull them on. But I only have so much patience for correcting things. Let's see. Just let me see who said what. Jazz Monthly. Hey, Jay. Jeannie Frank. Hi, I found I hope you'll do curtains, customs, Louis Belson. Oh, Jesus. Curtains. All right, we'll start with curtains. This is a song about Mel Torme. I worked for Mel for a while, for 10 years, as a matter of fact. That's a pretty good while. And I found him great fun to work with. He was a wonderful guy. He was such a great musician, among other things. He could have done that last song, which is very hard. So I'll call you, perhaps I'll even try to fumble on without you, stumble on without you. Take it easy, just let the world keep spinning and keep hoping you will come along. Or maybe I will just face facts and stop. He could have done all that. I had to work on it. But he would have worked on it and gotten it too. And a few people could have done it. What am I thinking? Mel Torme. He was great. I had a job with him in Washington, D.C. at the Blues Alley it was. And we were there for 2 weeks. And the very last night of the gig, on a Sunday night, I decided I'm going to go up in the afternoon and play my brunch at the Blue Note. I'll take a flight up. That was back when they had airplanes. Remember those things used to go like that? We used to use them all the time. And I took the flight up from Washington to New York, play the brunch at the Blue Note, get on the plane, come back down. Don't get on the plane and come see these little. each screen pops up. Oh, you're no longer on. Oh, something went wrong. And it goes, blah, blah, blah. I'm not going to pay attention to it. The point is that I came up to New York and tried to get downtown, tried to get back to Washington, D.C. in time to play the very last night of the gig at Blues Alley. Except when I got to the airport, they had a shuttle. They had a shuttle that just went back and forth between New York and Washington. I got to the airport and the weather was terrible. It's 5 p.m. I'm sitting in an airplane at LaGuardia. The captain says there will be a delay. Oh no, this isn't good, you see. I've got to be in Washington, D.C. tonight to play for Mel Torme. Out the window of the airplane, lightning's crashing, winds are thrashing, skies are dark and rain is whipping by. Still somehow 3 hours from now I've got to be in Washington, D.C. This plane has got to fly. I did not tell a soul last night about my little New York flight. I knew that I could make it back in time. And now it looks like Mel Torme may play tonight without the bass, and let me tell you, that would be a crime. That would be a crime. I really hate to say it, but I think my luck has finally run out. My warranty has just expired. Because if I am not in Blues Alley tonight at 8 o'clock and playing bass for Mel Torme, I will be fired. You see, I really like this job. We always have a lot of fun. Everybody gets along real well. We play a lot of real nice music. I get lots of solos. But now I'm going to blow it all to hell. It's going to be curtains with Torme. I'm very sad to have to say I will be history. I will be gone. So as the plane just sits right here, I'll figure out a new career. But adios, Mel. I'll be moving on. Do 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 do. Then around 6:35, the engines roar, they come alive, and seconds later we are in the air. I begin to think that I may somehow make this gig tonight. Oh, do I even dare? But God, the weather's terrible. We're flying right through thunderstorms, yet the captain just keeps pressing on. Now the airplane's diving, dumping, jiving, jumping, bouncing, bumping. I think I can see the White House lawn. It defies all understanding how we could be really landing. But at 7:30 we touch down. Congratulations, Captain. No, I never had the slightest doubt. Now, pardon me, I've got to get downtown. I get a taxi right away with absolutely no delay. I tell the taxi driver of my plight. Before we even settle down, he mashes that old pedal down. We fly to town as we make every light. Every light. 8 o'clock we reach Blues Alley. I walk in quite casual, as if I weren't under such duress. I saunter through the restaurant trying to look nonchalant, but inside I am a total mess. I see the show has not begun. They're waiting for me. Oh, isn't this fun? I don't think I'll survive. So fully prepared to meet my doom, I walk into the dressing room and find I'm the first one to survive. In spite of all my stress and strain, in spite of all the stress and strain I went through on that stinking plane, I'm the only one who's here on time. Oh, I've screwed it up. Screwed up the song I know so well. 8 o'clock we reach Blues Alley. I walk in quite casually, as if I were under such duress. I saunter through the restaurant trying to look nonchalant, but inside I am a total mess. See, the show has not begun. They're waiting for me. Oh, isn't this fun? I don't think I'll survive. So fully prepared to meet my doom, I walk into the dressing room and find that I'm the first one to arrive. With all my worry and my fear, it turns out I'm the first one here. Sometimes life can be sublime. In spite of all the stress and strain I went through on that stinking plane, I'm the only one who's here on time. the only one on the only one on time. Then around 8:35, the others frantically arrive, apologizing all the way. They're rushing around, they're in a panic like musicians on the Titanic. I tell them, fellas, it's okay. Everyone, including Mel, is rushing around upset as hell on me. I am as calm as I could be. Here I almost blew this gig, I almost screwed up really big, but now I'm Mr. Punctuality. That's me. I was absolutely certain I would never make this curtain. This gig would be the death of me. I could feel the noose around my neck, but now I can feel the noose. I was a total nervous wreck. I could feel the noose around my neck, but now I'm Mr. Punctuality. It's 5 p.m. I'm sitting on an airplane at LaGuardia. It's 5 p.m. I'm sitting in an airplane at LaGuardia. The captain says something. Oh no, this isn't good, you see. I've got to be in Washington, D.C. tonight to play for Mel Torme. I'm on time and everything's okay. And I'm gonna play for Mel. Torme. Clap, 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 clap for a song relatively played already. 5 p.m. sitting there, but the captain says, oh no, this isn't good. I'm sitting in an airplane. It's 5 p.m. I'm sitting in an airplane at LaGuardia. The captain says there will be a delay. That's what it was. Oh no, this isn't good. You see, I've got to be in Washington, D.C. tonight to play for Mel Torme. I am on time and everything's okay. And I'm going to play for Mel. Do 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 do. Torme. Okay, you patch them all together when you get the video and make it perfect. And it'll be perfect because the parts are there. They're not exactly in the right order. The trouble is, see, I got to tell you the truth. I have a little too much going through my head while I'm doing it. My friend Chris McCall wanted to know, how did I get a good sound like that? I said, the sound is good. She said, yeah, it's great. I said, well, I think both the iPad that I'm going over to Facebook on and the webcam both have condenser mics. Now we all know what a condenser mic is. If you don't, you'll tell me. I just know that they're not cardioids. In other words, they don't just react to the sound hitting against a membrane in the microphone. The cardioid mic, the condenser mics, are electronic, and I envision them as sucking the sound in from all over, and so they're much more sensitive to sound. And I believe the iPad, and I believe the webcam, this adorable little webcam that I can't show you guys. I can show it to the people I'll show it to the people on Facebook anyway, and then I'll have to refocus it. But this is this. Now, hello everybody on Facebook. You're now on YouTube. Isn't that interesting? Is this illegal? This is probably very illegal. I probably can't do this. Of course, I've bent it now. I've twisted it. So we'll see. Anyway, that's the way it goes. Now I want to read just let me read a few little things. Oh my heavens, there's a lot of people on here tonight. Helen Green is watching. Lise, I love this story. Jay, you're a national treasure. Oh, thank you, Lise. I'm a national something. Helen Green. Laura Raymond's watching again. Laura, you're going to get a gold medal for attendance. Steve Boysenheim, John Lerke, not John. Ian Finkel. Hey, Ian. Jim DePriest. Takami Otomo. Oh, Takami Otomo. Laura Raymond, love this story. Ted Rosenthal. Well, Ted, I saw your video on you playing that thing, whatever it was. I wasn't sure what it was, but damn, it was pretty. It was gorgeous. Ted Rosenthal's got a beautiful video up on YouTube. You should watch it. He's playing. Ted, tell me, write in what piece it was. I'd hate to be ignorant, but I didn't see what piece it was. Sam Goldberg, please do it. Michael Kazran, Kaz, are you still there? Or do you tune in and then get the hell away before it's anybody catches you watching this? Ted was the hi Jay. Hi Ted. What was the name of that song, Ted? Want some help with the lyrics? Well, I got a lot on my mind. I'm sitting here doing this, and both computers, the screens are bouncing and stuff, and people are saying hello, and I'm trying to say, focus, focus. And then I'm thinking, well, and the sound's good. Oh, I got so much going through my brain that I'm lucky I can remember the lyrics. When you have people in front of you, it's a little bit better because they force you to pay attention. You're telling them the story. But when you're hidden in a computer, it's different. It's different. I'm just looking at everybody who's said they're looking. Goldberg, Evan Christopher, Lise Every. Oops, it went away. Tommy Bridges, Frank Elmo, Lauren Kean. Oh, hi, Lauren. How are you? I hate to be partial towards people who are singing and playing, but that's it. I'm getting hungry. Ted Rosenthal Ted Rosenthal writes on here, he's getting hungry for a bacon cheeseburger. Now, we used to play at the Blue Note. I had a gig down. I had every brunch from 1986 to 1996, from Reagan to Clinton. And Ted would come in and get one of those bacon cheeseburgers and just whomp it down for lunch. We all had something to eat. And Ted was, and both Charlotte and Ted would have a bacon cheeseburger. I'll mention it. Sandy DeJesus. Hello, Sandy. Vicky Burns. Kate Baker. Kristen Zito. Kristen. Oh, my gracious. How are you, Kristen? Jimmy Roberts. Lisa Avery. You sound so great. I sound so great. I wonder. Marsha Lewis, thank you. Joe Frank, agreed. I could hear it every day. Val Smokin, Blues Alley, Casually, love that. Oh, Val, you've heard that before. Teresa Rokowski, can you tell us about the peg picture on the wall? I've been looking at it every day. P.S. It's fun to hear your thoughts process. It's fun to hear your thoughts. I'm glad somebody thinks it's fun. The peg picture. That one up there with the lights on. Too much light on it tonight. Where's all that light coming from? There's one major league light blaring, and maybe it's this one. Let's see. No, that's not it. Anyway, I'm not going to work too hard to get it there. But it's from the movie. It's from the movie, the Broadway play that Peggy Lee did about 25 years ago in the 80s. Somebody must remember when that was. It was a very chaotic affair. She wrote it, and it went into previews for a couple weeks, and I was part of a big band. I was in the play. I was supposed to talk, and not once did I get a chance to rehearse my lines until the opening night of previews because everything else was so chaotic. And I remember the lights turned on. I'm looking, and I've got these lines to say, and I literally felt like I'd been in the ocean, and the ship's spotlights were on me, and they were going to save me. I couldn't remember a word. And the show closed with or without me. It closed it opened on a Wednesday and closed on a Sunday, and that was gone. But I worked for Peg for 10 years. Strangely, around the same time I was working for Mel Torme. I don't know how we managed to do both and not have any conflicts, but we didn't. Me and Renzi and Grady. No, Grady didn't work for Grady Tate did not work for Mel Torme, but we all worked for Peggy. I loved her. She was absolutely great. She was so sweet to me. It was ridiculous. And what a talent. What a just a magnificent musician. Oh, what she could do. And she never scattered a note, folks. Never scattered a note, just sang. Anyway, I loved her. And so that little thing up there is what that's all about. That's what the peg thing is about. Hello from San Francisco, from Silvertip. Who is Silvertip? The sound on your YouTube does occasionally buzz. Uh-oh. The critics are jumping in now. The sound buzzes on YouTube. Well, it shouldn't. Let's put it that way. It shouldn't. Shouldn't buzz. Marsha. Oh, Marshalless. Oops. Oh, Peggy Lee. I second what? Lover. Please sing the Dodgers song, Doris White. Okay, I'll sing it again. I've got 2 requests for that. What a voice. Peggy Lee or me? I think you're talking about Peggy Lee. I mean, I know I have a magnificent voice, don't get me wrong. I have no question about that. But Peggy Lee really had a voice. Interesting that I would even make the mistake. And over here on Facebook, Sandy Bynum is watching. Oh, Sandy, my heavens. Luis Munoz. Hi, Luis. Hi, Jay. Hi, Sandy. It's a long list, man. Hi, Michelle, you're back. Some of these people don't know what's good for them. Hey, Jay, with all those clubs shut down, I think I'm going to change my occupation. You think you will, hey? Ted says, with all the clubs shut down, he thinks he's going to change his occupation. Boy, if I only had a song about that. But I'm going to do the Dodgers song first because several people have requested it. And then we'll deal with Ted's You Rascal. What was the name of the piece that you played on, that you put up on YouTube, Ted? It was gorgeous. Everybody should look for it. Oh, yes. No, it wasn't with John Pizzarelli. The peg thing was with Bucky Pizzarelli. Bucky Pizzarelli was there. Michael Moore. Oh, Michael Montez. Ron Brown is watching. Everybody's watching. I better be careful. I'm sorry. I'm just, again, it's like Jerry Lewis in the telethon. It's a little distracting. I mean, all these lovely people calling in. Cole Rowland is Silvertip. Cole Rowland. Oh, that's different. Silvertip. I'll be, I'm not going to make any degrading names for myself. I'll just be Jay. Okay. I'm my own cameraman. I'm my own sound man. But at least I can make it to work every day. My wife turned to me one day and just informed me of something that amazed me. I mean, this is like after 22 years of marriage or something. She broke it to me gently over breakfast. She told me as we sipped our tea. I sat there dumbfounded at what she was telling me. How come this subject never came up? How come this subject stayed concealed? The woman who I married saw the Dodgers play at Ebbets Field. Now you must understand that as a boy from Maryland, I never saw no major league teams. To have sat beside her watching Reese and Cox and Snyder would have been the answer to my dreams. How come this subject never came up? How come this subject stayed concealed? The woman who I married, the woman who I sleep with, saw the Dodgers play at Ebbets Field. She did do ba ba do 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 bo be do boo 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 do be do boo do boo 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 be ba boo 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 remember summer nights, I'd turn off the bedroom lights and lay my little head down on the pillow. I'd listen to the Dodger games, I knew all the Dodger names. Guys like Reese and Cox and Carfarillo. How come this subject never came up? How come the subject stayed concealed? The mother of my children saw the Dodgers play. She could see them every day. Saw the Dodgers play. She only lived a mile away. Saw the Dodgers play at Ebbets Field. Clap, 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 clap. That ending. Joe Beck, the guitarist, the great guitarist, Joe Beck made up when we did an album together called, I don't remember the name of the album right now. I don't have it, but it's available on Sunnyside. Jay and Joe Beck, I think it's called There's Gonna Be Trouble. I think that's the name of it. Oh, that's a good song to do. I should relearn that one. Anyway, Joe Beck made that ending up. And he was a brilliant guitarist, a brilliant human being. So every time I play that ending, I bow my head a little to that giant of a guitar player, Joe Beck. Now there was another song I was going to do. Oh yes, Ted's suggestion. Well, I have to tell you that this song got written because I used to work at. I write all these songs you can imagine because I was inspired by Dave Frischberg and a lot of the rock and roll writers of the '60s were writing stuff about themselves. They didn't care. They just, Dylan was writing, and Steely Dan and all these people. Well, there was after that, but I actually started writing about the early '70s, and I was performing one night. Actually, Herman Foster, the great jazz pianist, and I used to play, 6 weeks a year, 7 weeks a year, imagine that, at the Village Gate, at the terrace on the Village Gate. The Village Gate on Bleecker Street is now a CVS. And where we played is where the first cash register, when you walk in, right to the right, there was a lovely terrace there. And a stage, and the terrace off to the right. Went out on Bleecker Street. And we would play there, and it was absolutely gorgeous. Well, one night, it wasn't so gorgeous. One night, it was a mess. Everybody used to smoke, of course. But then one night, the crowd was so noisy. And there was a food fight. People were throwing food. They were laughing, drunk, throwing food at each other. And the waitresses were as louder than the audience. And I decided that night, I needed a song about that. I needed something to express my utter frustration at that event. So I went out into what was the terrace, which sat on the sidewalk, where people now walk, and I wrote the following selection. I think I'm going to change my occupation. Think I'm gonna find me something new. Change my occupation, find another situation. That's what I'm going to do. I'm gonna get sick and tired of hanging out in jazz joints. These smoky little dives on Bleecker Street, where the crowd is tough and noisy, full of rowdies from New Jersey, drunken sailors AWOL from the fleet. I'm going to take my bass along, take everybody, tell them I've had it, I am finished, I am through. The scene is too chaotic, I'm getting too neurotic, the redeeming social values are too few. I'm going to change my occupation, paid sufficient dues. Don't know if I can take it, don't know if I can make it through another chorus of the blues. I'm gonna find me something new. came to the AM. I missed the concert mayhem in a little dive filled up with smoke. You get home as a rule, just as the kids depart for school. You wander through life burnt out, beat and broke. Yes, 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 change my occupation. That's what I know I'm going to do. Don't you want the folks to love you? They just push and shove you. Don't think that I can. You want them to adore you, but mostly they ignore you. Don't know if I can make it. Don't know if I can take it through another chorus of the blues. I'm gonna find me something new. That's exactly what I'm going to do. Well, I'm not going to stop the show. I mean, the show must go on. I know there's so many people out there watching. The list is ever growing, whether I like it or not. Besides, one of these days, this whole corona thing will hopefully have settled down. They'll find a nice vaccine for it, like all the others. Flu shot for the corona. Let's hope. But I'm not going to give up. No. I'll quit in January 1st, 2051. That's exactly what I'm going to do. That wasn't bad. I'm doing all these songs for the first time in years, solo. And I'm figuring out things as I go along. So that's 2 songs in a row. That's really very demanding. I'm going to sit down for a second. I had a thought. Jessica, yeah. Paul Gibbons in my room. Joe Cyber. Ted Rosen's how about Curbside Pianist? Love you from this morning. Yeah, me too. That's right. What I like is when all of a sudden I'm up here working and the people on the list are having conversations with each other. They're not watching the show anymore. They're talking to each other. That's fine, but that's good. Daryl Pellegrini, my lordy. I read. What's your request, Red? Tell me what you requested. Ben Sidran is watching. Boy, I better watch myself. See, Ben, if you're not on the air soon, I'll be amazed. Besides, you need to practice. Kristen Zeno, love to Donna. Thank you, Kristen. Brian Hicks, Tony, so many people. I'm saying hello to as many as I can, giving you little waves, little Facebook waves, which suddenly mean something. Eric Comstock, I was thinking about you today, Eric. Do you have a piano at your house? You must have a piano. You and your wife really should just be doing this every week. You should. The internet really needs it, and it's very good practice for you. So I expect to hear from you soon about what you're going to be doing. Nick Nave once beat my dog. Jay, you are too much. Yeah, I am too much, I'm afraid. Let's see. By the way, all you YouTubers, there's a live chat, so you can just chat, join up and say hello and say what's on your mind to a degree. Try to be nice. I mean, after all, people are looking. Doris White, where's Joey Reynolds? Good question. I think he's in Chicago again. Clap, clap, clap. Thank you, Marcia. Maria. Oh, it's Maria. Marla. Wait a minute. In the light, I can't see it. Marla Lewis. Oh. I still have your first CD from DMP. Bought it with my dad. I was 16. Yeah, that's Salamander Pie. Salamander Pie. Let me see. Speaking of albums, Salamander Pie. Oops, too shiny. I'll put it down. Let me see. You can see it over here clearly, Salamander Pie. But over here in all this light, I don't think they're going to see it too well. I have to put it down like that. Yeah, too much light. Anyway, that's Salamander Pie. We have two. I have two albums recently that I'm very proud of. That I want you all to buy a couple hundred of. It's this one is Tomoko Ono and myself, who has played piano with me for years now, and it's called "Don't You Wish." And trust me, it's a good record. Um, you could email me, and we'll work something out, or you can actually download it from iTunes if you're a downloader. You downloader. Uh, I guess nobody plays CDs too much anymore, so everybody has to have everything downloaded. But most places have it, fortunately for me. And here's our album, our last album, which I love. It's Joy. There's Tomoko, me, and Vito. Vito Leschek, our extraordinarily talented drummer. There you go. That's what you have to do. That's Tomoko, me, and Vito. And this is a really good record, and it can be. I mean, I say it, but it is good. I like it, and you can get it at iTunes or all the places that sell records that download them. God knows they're just flying all over the universe. And we have a bunch of old albums, but I'm not going to talk about them right now. I'm going to see what's up here for a second. Doris White, Jackie and Duke. I still have your first CD, morning. Clap, clap, clap. Where's Joey Reynolds? Yeah, Chicago. If you tell Ben Sidran, if you tell me Ben's, I will die from happiness. Oh, the history of jazz music. Well, he's watching this on Facebook, which is my other outlet here. I have you can see, I told you about this. Excuse me, Facebookers. My iPad is broadcasting this show directly to Facebook. And Ben's over there. Bo Leonhart. Oh, Bo Leonhart. Bo Leonhart's watching. I better be careful and watch my P's and Q's. John Bates. John Bates. Oh, my gracious goodness. Michael De Clemente, Stephen Goldberg, Clifford Bass, Tom Cabrera, Bo Leonhart. Hi, Jay. Hi, Bo. Hi, Bo. How are you? Hope you're well. I'm sorry your trip to the desert got canceled. See, I'm keeping up. Joe Sarah, Stephen Goldberg. Stephen's back. Judy Canarino. Judy, see how easy this is? Judy Canarino is Mike Canarino's widow now, but they were married for a long time. They owned, Mike and Judy ran the Half Note in New York, which was down, I believe, at Spring and Hudson. Was that right? I hope that's right. And I used to go there. I went there when she was 21 and I was 18 or 19, or she was 20 and I was 19 or something like that. And Zoot Sims would be playing, and I would be looking up at there, and I heard Dave Frischberg playing, and eventually I got to playing there a little bit. And Judy now sings all around the world, and she's become a good friend. Spring and Hudson for sure. Thank you, Doris. Thank you. Lenny Tristano. Yes, I saw Lenny Tristano there. Anyway, Jay, turn the iPad so it's landscape instead of portrait. Okay, you want me to do this? How's that look? Now that's not exactly what I call good. I'm afraid I don't know what to do. This should it readjust itself? Should it? It's confused. It doesn't know what it's doing. Okay, that's real nice. That was a good idea. I'm glad I did that. Um, it didn't. My little iPad didn't want to cooperate with me, or I don't know how to use it. One or the other. Uh, I just turned the iPad up and down, and everybody on Facebook threw up because the thing was turning around. So now they're going to be. Karen's is. I'm glad you thought it was, Kristen. I'm glad you thought that was funny, because I don't know. I don't quite know how to do that. I don't know what to do with it. So listen, all you YouTubers, if you're watching, sign up, say hello, identify yourself. Identify yourself in there. All right. It looks like I'm going to have to do something I promised myself I would do. By the way, this sure is fun for me. Thank you. This is. I'll tell you a story and I won't lie. Mama used to make a salamander pie. Crunchy, munchy, good for you. Think about it, turn some folk blue. You go down the creek, take off your socks. Look for the salamander underneath the rocks. Find one, take sick, and then you womp it. Can't find a sticky dish, take your foot and stomp it. Salamander pie. You turn up the rocks and you watch them run. Salamander skitter in the noonday sun. Find one, take stick, and then you sock it. Put what left into your pocket. Go home, put the salamander on. Catch a many salamander as you able. Go home, put the salamander on the table. Salamander gonna fry or bake. You can make yourself a salamander pie or cake. Salamander cake. Mama say that you just can't beat it. Mama say it, but she never eat it. But I'll tell you a story and I won't lie. There ain't nothing finer than salamander pie. There ain't nothing finer than salamander pie. Yeah, 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 yeah. That was the title of the first album I did, called Salamander Pie. And it was one of the first 5 jazz CDs, or CDs in the jazz world. And people were buying it and loving it. And for a while, it was like, got up to number 6 on Cashbox. Cashbox was a jazz, like a record rating magazine. And then all of a sudden, and Miles, at one point, Miles was number 20. Miles Davis' record was number 20, and I was number 6 because Miles had probably just come out that day. Then the next week, or the next month it came out, Salamander Pie was off the list, and Miles was number 1. So later on, up at Saratoga, I was with Mel Torme, and let me straighten this out. I was with Mel Torme, and Miles Davis had just getting off the stage, and Mel Torme was next. I mean, there was a transposition. And Miles was walking by, and I had never met him, but I said, "Hey, Miles, Jay Leonhart." He goes, "Hey, Jay." I said, "You knocked my album off of the charts." He went, "Oh man, I'm sorry." And he really meant it. He was sorry, and I meant it as a joke. He looked at me sincerely and said, "I'm sorry." But so that was my one meeting with Miles. And he, let me see, in his 70s. So I guess there's been an absolutely great movie or documentary about Miles that's been on, Channel 13, what do they call it? Public television. And that's unbelievably good. So if you get a chance to see it, you'll want to see that. And here's another song from the album that my daughter has resuscitated. She liked it And she sings it all the time. Sometimes I think I got nothing in common with the rest of the human race. I'm completely out of place, like a visitor from outer space. Sometimes I think it's all a big game that everybody plays but me. It's a big conspiracy, everybody in free but me. Now I don't know the rules now, they don't tell the rules to fools now. So I do the best I can, Lord, yes, I do the best I can. Maybe some sweet day now, things will go my way now. I guess I'll have to wait till then, Lord. I guess I'll have to wait till then. Sometimes the reason for putting up with it now, it ain't so clear to me. It ain't so dear to me. Somebody hear my plea. Sometimes I think I got nothing in common with the rest of the human race. I'm completely out of place. I like a visitor from Mars, come down from the stars. My heat shield burning and my soul pick up the scars. Come down from the moon, living in anticipation of returning to my interstellar station. Sometimes I think I got nothing in common with the rest of the human race. Maybe some sweet day now, things will go my way now. I guess I have to wait till then, Lord. I guess I'll have to wait till then. Maybe some sweet day, things will go my way now. I guess I have to wait till then, Lord. I guess I have to wait till then. Sometimes the reason for putting up with it, it ain't so clear to me. Ain't so dear to me. Somebody hear my plea. Sometimes I think I got nothing in common with the rest of the human race. I'm completely out of place. I like a visitor from Mars, come down from the stars. My heat shield burning and my soul pick up the scars. Come down from the moon, living in anticipation of returning to my interstellar station. Do 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 do. Sometimes I think I got nothing in common with the rest of the human race. I got to start doing that song again. That's a good song. I mean, by my standards. Please, I don't expect you to comment on that. That's a good song. There's some more from that album. Big wind is blowing, blowing. No. Big storm is brewing. The winds are Jamaican. Palm trees are bending. Soon they'll be breaking. The waters are rising. Big wind is blowing. Mama, don't you think we ought to be going? Life on the coast, 50 kilos from Cuba. I'll walk away from my sailboat, my scuba. The storm and your fury are hopelessly blowing. Mama, don't you think we ought to be going? Yes, mama, daddy is evil. He's got the mind and the spine of a weevil. No, Mama, he did not give me a clue. Mama, what's come over you? Come over you. Do 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 do. The breakers are broken, the jetty's near gone. Starfish are wandering all over the lawn. Storm in your fury, hopelessly blowing. Mama, don't you think we ought to be? Mama, don't you think we ought to be? Mama, don't you think we ought to be going? Ought to be going. Ought to be going. That was a song. It was a real song. Our family went to some of us went down to. My father did business with an insurance company in Nassau. We went down to Nassau, and one night, my mother and I were sitting in a bar downstairs at the hotel. She was telling me her gripes about my father. And that's where that song came from. So, but I was 18. I could take it. What are you going to do? Let's see. Should I do one more? Let me see. Oh, yes. I had a request for this lovely selection. This selection was done by Audrey McDonald. She picked it up because it was done with bass and voice on the record. Just, I didn't use anybody else on it. And so her then husband brought it to her and said, he was a bass player. And he said, let's do this song. So they did it, and soon they did it at Carnegie Hall. They did this song at Carnegie Hall for a big concert about 18 years ago, something like that, a long time. But I still have the playbill, not the menu. I think it would be called. No, it's the program. The program. And then it says something by Jerome Kern, something by Cole Porter, something by Irving Berlin, something by Harold Arlen, Beat My Dog by Jay Leonhart, something by all the biggest composers in the world, and I'm sitting there, same type size, and of course, Beat My Dog is the name of the song. And this Audrey did at Carnegie Hall and recorded on some nice album of hers that paid me some residuals. You beat my dog, you eat my frog, you drink up all my gin. You bad moon, you sleep till noon, and you never tell me where you've been. I Buy you clothes, I fix your nose, I steal you ruby rings. You break the rules, you pee in pools. Ooh, ooh, you do outrageous things. Woman, do, do, do. I lie, I cheat, I steal, I cry for you. Woman, do, 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 do. Woman, do, 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 do. I'd lay down my life and die for you. Woman, do, 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 do. You take my car, you drive so far, you come back with a tank on E. Your hair all messed, you have dressed, and you just look at me. You're out all night, you come in tight, you fall down on my bed. And there you lay for all the next day, for all I know, you dead. Woman! I lie, I cheat, I steal, I cry for you, woman. Do, 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 boo, dee, boo, do, dee, boo. Woman! I'd lay down my life and die for you, woman. Do, 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 do. And now listen, friend, this has got to end. We got to have ourselves a talk. Things got to change, they got to rearrange, or somebody gonna take a walk. Now I ain't one to put down fun, but this time you've gone too far. You smoke my cash, you spend my cash. You smoke my hash, you spend my cash. Who the hell you think you are? Oh, you beat my dog, you eat my frog, you drink up all my gin. You pay at the moon, then you sleep till noon, and you never tell me where you've been. I buy you clothes, I fix your nose, I steal you ruby rings. But you break the rules, you pee in pools. Mm-mm-mm. And still I love you so, pretty baby. Still I love you so, pretty baby. Still I love you so, pretty baby. Still I love you so. That's what I meant to play. Anyway, beat my dog. And this last lick was something that Ray Brown played on the Stratford Shakespearean Festival at the end of his solo, I think on How High the Moon. And I heard it first when I was 13, and it's just lived inside of me ever since. So I'm going to sit down for a minute, take a look what time it is, see if I can catch up with y'all, see what's going on over here. We're going to be checking in on the hey, Bill Warfield. Oh my gracious. John Domenico. Oh my God. I think Miles mentions knocking your album off the charts in the documentary you spoke of. Oh, and I think he does too. Yeah, he probably did. I know he was heartbroken that he would have done such a thing. Yeah, I'm sure he did. I didn't see the whole thing. That Miles, that rascal. Thank you, Gary, for that little bit of information. Let me took over here. Let me see where have we gotten to. Jeannie Frank. It is so much fun watching and reading comments about how writing a theme song for your show looks like it could run a while. It's going to run a while. There's no ratings, Janine. It doesn't matter if it's good or bad. I'm going to do it every night because I need to practice my music, as you can see. Playing it by myself and making up new bass lines. I've been playing so much with the trio recently. Trio, that I've forgotten how to play it really solo because you play it totally differently. I do anyway. Trying to fill in all the spots, and then you're thinking about the bass, and you're saying, well, the singer will get it, but you're the singer, so you have to do both. Tampa is down. Silvertip, you know my music. Fun for us to, Doris White, thank you for this wonderful treat. See you tomorrow. Yes. Oh, thank you. How sweet. Hey, Nick. Thanks, Jay. Never got to New York City. Seeing these days is great. Well, it's great to hear from you, Nikki. Nikki Royal, a neighbor of mine in Baltimore when I was growing up. I just loaded your songs onto my iPhone. Took me this long to figure out I am old. Yeah, they're not on my iPhone. I don't have them on mine. They're somewhere. I don't get the processes. The library, not a library. Albert Cookson, how are your trio mates coping? Oh, thank you, Al. Al Cookson, friend of mine, very good friend of mine. I think they're coping all right. Vito is up on 114th Street with his family, and he takes them out. The schools are closed, so he's got two gorgeous little girls, 10 and 6, who he has to deal with. I think he's probably going batty, but he's doing a good job. And Tomoko's in out in Tenafly. She and her husband live there. Their son is home with them now, and from school. So everybody's just trying to figure out what to do with their lives. Um, it's not easy. And fortunately, I just found out that between my wife and I, we would qualify for the what do you call it? The money that they're going to give away someday. We just sneak under so that'd be nice. Then there will be income tax refund. So, but that's not going to last forever, and it's going to be a big problem. How to earn money? How's everybody going to earn money? How's everybody going to earn money? All these John Dworker, thanks, Jay. Oh, so many people here. I'll speak to you all. I'll contact all my friends over there on Facebook. And I seem to have a lot of friends, whether I like it or not. Okay, listen. It's now it's 8:10. The show has gone way too long. I'm going to have to pay overtime to all my employees, to all the people handling the lights, all the people doing the sound. It's going to be very expensive, but we'll do one more song anyway because that's just the way it is. We'll close with another song. I'm looking at my list. Oh, I had a request for this. Song. This song got written because my daughter was looking at my poems when she was very young. She was seeing them written around the house. She said, "Daddy, how come these poems are not in my school books?" I said, "Carolyn, it's not an easy thing to do to get a live bass player songs into school books." And she didn't buy it at all. She said, "You're just not trying." She said, how come I don't see Robert Frost and I see your poems?" I said, "Well, Carolyn, that's a good question." So I never could answer that for her, but I did end up with a good Robert Frost protest song. And you don't hear a lot of good Robert Frost protest songs. You don't hear any, frankly. There should be more, but I'm written the only one. And I'm going to close this evening's set with this. And then I'm sure that you all are going to go about your business, have dinner, or maybe you're watching it while you're having dinner. Oops. Sorry, folks. I left the kids at Facebook out. I forgot to change. I'm sorry. I apologize. See how much better I played the introduction the second time. Once I practiced it once. It was so crazy clumsy the first time. Practice makes him perfect. Robert Frost did write in settings beautiful and rustic. He wrote of rolling hills and green terrain. While poor me, I must do my writing in the chaos of the city, sometimes even on a subway train. How am I to ever learn about the woodlands and the falling leaves of autumn and such things sublime, when I must spend all of my life trucking around this dirty city, doing what I can to earn a dime, 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 dime. Just the A, not G. How did Robert Frost make payments on that little country house of his? Where did he get the dough? Could he go down to the country store and sell a poem, saying, "Here's a nice one I wrote about the snow"? Surely now he must have had a sponsor of some sort, perhaps a lady friend who simply rolled in bread. A lady friend to say, "Now, Bob, why don't you take a long, long walk and write whatever pops into your head, head, head." She say, Bobby, don't you worry about the mortgage. No, 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 no. Bobby, don't you worry about the bills. Bobby, why don't you go write a poem about the fences? Yes, yes, about the neighbors and the rolling hills. Bobby, don't you worry about the dishes. No, no, no. Bobby, don't you touch those pans. Bobby, now it is not good that an artist like yourself should be walking around this world with dishpan hands. So you see, old Bob was free to follow through his fancies, wander through the woods behind the mews. Boy, if I had Bobby's life, I could follow through my fancies. Oh, to be in Bobby's shoes. Boy, if I had Bobby's life, I could be a hero. Go out and find my fortune and my fame. The only trouble is I hear from people who have found it is that everything in life stays just the same, same, same. Just the same. Just the same. Well, I'm going to stop singing, but I'm going to look at everybody who wrote in, and then we're going to go off the air. But there will be no more songs off the air. How old am I? Off the air, off the stream, man. We're in the stream. Where's all that light coming from? It's too much light. That's better. Move it into here. I just want to see what's going on. Anyway, you're dismissed. I'll just be here for a minute looking at everybody's mail just to see. Thanks, Jean. Janine, thank you very much. Silvertip. Oh, Robert, don't you worry about the dishes. Just write whatever comes into your head. There you go. Daniel Soul. Hey, Daniel, how are you? Much love from your nephew here in Prospect Heights, Brooklyn. Oh, Daniel, be careful, please. We're in the hotbed of it all. How are your tree mates coping? Very well. Thank you. This wonderful treat. See you tomorrow, Doris White. Thank you very much for that lovely compliment. Silvertip. Not a worry in the world while you sing. Thank you for your evening, Jay. That's worth it. That's worth doing it, isn't it? Did I miss anybody? No, I didn't miss a soul. All right. Good night, folks. Thank you for tuning in. A pleasure. I'll be here. I'm going to try to do this every night because I got nothing else to do. Oh, I have things to do, but I need to be playing the bass, thinking about my music, thinking about new songs. This is very good for me. Very good for me. Thus, it's good for you. See how it works? Okay, maybe not. Go out and have a good time. No, stay in and have a good time. What a world. See you tomorrow. Okay, Facebookers. Now that we're alone, I tried to go on YouTube with my iPad here, which is what this is. And YouTube says, "Oh, you don't have enough subscribers. You'll have to go some other way." I'm looking at Joe Sarver. Joe Sarver says, "Jay, you maybe need to bring in a production assistant with gloves and mask, of course." Joe, what? This is perfect. I don't need an assistant. What's the problem? Anyway, YouTube says, "Oh no, you don't have enough subscribers to warrant you're going on in the air with just with an iPad or a phone." Yet I have a video up there which has 123,000 views, but I'm not going to fight with him about it. My show, The Bass Lesson, has been seen almost 125,000 times by people. I mean, I'm just saying. Danny Chang. Danny is watching. Okay, Danny, good for you. Ned White. Bad synchro. Ooh, that sucks. I'm sorry about that. It was good the other night, but sometimes it gets bad because I think everybody in the world is doing this now. But there's nothing you can do. You can't. There's no way to. The sound gets up there probably ahead of the video. I don't know how that works. Thanks, JJ. I caught the end of it. Thanks, Bo. John DeMarco. Hey, John. Yoshi Wiki is watching. Priscilla Quinby. Priscilla Quinby. How are you, Priscilla? Had a great talk with your husband this morning. He seems to be doing very well. And now Bo says hi to Priscilla. Okay, very nice. Hi. Bernie Feinberg, another Bernie Feinberg, you very interesting. Jennifer Lynham, hey! You know, it turns it around, doesn't it? I don't know how to make the screen show me correctly. But what are you going to do? Warren Oates. How are you, Warren? You're my fave. Good night, Jennifer. I'm not saying goodbye yet, but goodbye, Jennifer. Warren. Judy Krause, thank you for your beautiful music. Oh, thank you. Thank you for calling it beautiful. Bass and voice. But thank you. If you like it, I'm not fighting with you about it. Stephen Goldberg, yes. Carol Miller, can I request they're coming to get me for tomorrow night? Yes, you may. If you're going to watch it. Gene Ruffalo. Hello, Gene. Okay, I think we got to the bottom of it. No, I'm going to go to the top because there's a lot of people at the top who said a lot of people. Paul Gabrielson. Boop. Boop. Daryl Pellegrino. Hey, Daryl. I have a Red Skull. Red Sullivan says I have a request, but I'm going to keep playing anyway. What happened? Kristen Zudo. Brian Hicks. Hey, Brian. I'm just touching these little things that says wave back. I'm going to wave to anybody. Oh, can you talk about? Oh, that's a good one. Tony Pereira. Tony Pereira. Can you talk about what it was like to work with Les Paul and Lou Paulo? Well, Tony, if you are here tomorrow, I will do that. I'm not going to do it now because it's time for dinner. So it is possible to play the bass. Thanks, Eric. Appreciate it. What's your Chuck DeMonico? Oh, Eric, Red. I haven't sung that song in a long time. I don't know the words to it. And there's so many good bass players who would be left out now that if they heard it and didn't hear the names, they'd be kind of angry. So I stopped doing it. Nick Nabe. Oh, Nick Nabe. I meant to mention Nick. Renee. I forgot to mention Renee. That's just something that came to me one of my songs when I was singing. Tomorrow, we'll start talking about Renee tomorrow. Ben Sidran. Jay, you are too much. Ben, you are too much. Thank you very much. Too much. Too much. Oh, that's one of those comments. You are too much. Come up to a performer after a terrible performance and say, you. I've never seen anything like that performance. But thank you, Ben. I appreciate it. I don't think you meant that. Because other people often ask you, John Bates is watching. Stephen Goldberg, great gathering of musicians. Yeah, it is, isn't it? Isn't that something? Clifford Bass, Tom Cabrera, Bo Leonhart. Hi, Bo. Liebman Kenny. Jay turning iPad so it's landscape instead of portrait. I wish I tried that, but it didn't work. It didn't work. All right, you all. I'll see you tomorrow. I will be here tomorrow. Thank you.